It's Friday, fool, and you need this tool. Welcome back to another glorious episode of It's Friday, fool, you need this tool. My name is Kyle Voss, and every Friday I bring you a tool that I use here in this shop or that I've featured on this channel. Now this week's tool is a simple one, and it may not be something that all of you guys will use, but it will be some that some of you will use. So if you have followed along with any of my builds lately, the Twin Turbo Mustang, the Grey Goose, or the Purple C10, Crown Spoil, then you will know that when I relocate batteries, I like to use welding lead cable. So I don't play around. Charging and cranking is important, and so I always use the best cable that I can find, the biggest cable really that I can find within reason, and usually that's welding lead cable, like the ground leads. Stuff's super fine wire, transfers power really well, and I just really like to use it. It's not very expensive. You can get it pretty easily at your local welding shop. But this is not your tool. This week's tool is the ratcheting cable cutter. So when you buy a big cable like this, you better have a good cutter to cut it. Just your normal snips ain't gonna do it on this bad boy. You gotta have one of these bad boys. Now you ask, what is a ratcheting cable cutter? Well, basically, it just has these jaws on it. There's a blade on one side, there's a blade on the other side, and in the middle, there are these teeth, and there's a ratchet in here. And so basically, all you do is you kind of cinch this thing up, and then as you squeeze it, as the name implies, it just ratchets until it basically cuts the cable in half. So give it a shot. Just like that, you have a nice clean cut on your cable. Cuts off a nice clean piece if you need it cut. Anyway, this is one of those things that's not really that necessary to have in your toolkit. You know, a lot of times I tell you, you need this tool. This one you don't necessarily have to have unless you do this kind of work all the time. That being said, if you don't do this kind of work all the time, these are really nice to have for just in case you need to do this kind of work. So it's up to you really on this tool. These are also good for cutting like hoses and that sort of thing. Basically on this one, I just suggest you go check these out. I will drop a link in the description as I always do. The ratcheting cable cutter. Alright guys, there you go. This week's tool, the ratcheting cable cutter. Like I said, it's not a must-have. I'm not going to tell you that everything I do is a must-have tool. This is one of those. It's probably not a must-have, but it can come in very handy when you do need to cut some big cable, and maybe something you might want. Like I said, go check it out and let me know what you think. As always, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys some more this week. It's Friday, fool!